So to start with your first question is there going to be true resolution? A big part of mediation is what you put into it. In a mediation session, we can sit and we can talk about what that is on both sides. And you'll be amazed what might come out in that conversation. So the first thing is if you've signed an agreement where you agreed in advance to mediate within their terms, then you're kind of stuck with that procedure. That doesn't mean you can't ask, right? I always recommend that you ask, because the worst thing that can happen is say no, but you ask nicely, of course, because you want to facilitate that relationship. And some of the things you have to think about are, do you plan to go back to work for them? Are you going to continue working there? Because obviously you're under certain agreements, under their terms, things you agreed to when you took the job. But it's about looking for, is there a way to resolve the issue? Emotions go up, intelligence goes down. So one of the things you want to be aware of is just when you're getting emotionally charged, maybe step back. But then you can go to your employer and say, I went back through the handbook, or I went back through my contract, wherever those provisions were, and say, I realized that I'm supposed to go through your mediation process. Is it possible that we could use someone like a community mediator instead? When you said that they're going to appoint counsel, one of the things you want to ask them is, are they appointing counsel for you and for the company? Because there are two different sides. So counsel with opposing sides can't actually represent both parties. The mediator is going to be your neutral, right? And again, that's why you might say, I'm not really sure if you're the only one that gets to choose, but that's really neutral. So it makes the process a little bit more difficult. You're going to learn a lot about your employer in a discussion like that. You'll probably start making decisions at that point if you want to continue working there, right? And depending on what the dispute is, these kinds of conversations are the ones that really flesh out the relationship. And there's a whole host of opportunities and outcomes. And that's part of the reason that I'm a big advocate of mediation, because we live in a world where they want to systemize everything, right? So what happens is we try to put everything as though you're going to just plug it into an app and get the results, right? And that doesn't work with people. There tends to be this positioning in litigation where you almost have to characterize them as you would in war or battle, right? Like that's the enemy. And we spend more time at work, most of us these days, than we do at home. Do you really want to spend the majority of your day in battle when you're not really a soldier?